Hi everybody, welcome back to our Timmy's Terrific Tome, and it's progressing well actually. It's a Lapbook, as you can see, and it's filling up quite nicely, and this is as far as we've got with the actual Timmy one. We've got, no, it's upside down. This is what we've got, hooray! We've got this page, or section should I call it really, there. Now all of these, this is just construction. We're going to come back and decorate them to death. Then we've got this one, which flips out and flips out and flips out. So that's quite a nice one. Once again, all of this, it's just the construction, guys. We are definitely coming back and just embellishing them. Lots and lots. And there we are, so that's that. We've also got this section that comes apart, it comes off the journal. It's going to be attached there, and I think Mr. F's going to show you how to do that and how to attach it. But it will be detachable. That's the word I'm looking for, detachable. So you could take that with you and do what you want with it, or you can leave it in the Lapbook, more journaling space. So that's as far as we've got with the Timmy one. But you guys know that I'm also doing a one that is, well, I'm loath to say kind of pretend Timmy, but similar but different. And what I'm doing is I'm practicing all my ideas that I've got with this paper first, because it's obviously much less expensive than the Timmy paper. And if I make a hash of it, I can just print some more out. So I don't feel too bad with this. So on this one, we have got, that's the section, same as the section in the Timmy book. This is the detachable bit. Same as the one in the Timmy book. This section that I just showed you in the Timmy book. So let's close that side up, and that's now becoming quite nice and full. And on this side we've got a new one. We've got this one, and this is what we're going to be doing today in the Timmy book. So this is just a little that was the cat coming through the door, if you heard that. The door's open, but he felt the need to jump against it. He's quite bonkers. Yeah, so we've got this little flip on the front, and it's got a little pocket in there, a little tummy tuck here, and it just folds over like that. Then this folds out. This is a side pocket here. Then here we've got 3 pockets on this page. That flips out. Here we've got a corner tuck there. On this page we've got 3 envelopes down here, and they've all got journaling in behind them and journaling inside them. And then this flips up, and this is what we've got here. We've got a nice big pocket, and I've cut out an aperture, and I've actually used the Holtz collage paper, you know, like tissue paper, like for decoupage, but he calls it collage paper. So that's what I've used there. And then this has just got a big pocket on it. So that's that. That flips down there, that flips over there, and that flips over there. So that's what we are aiming to do today. Be good if it works. So yeah, I mean, you can see this is filling up already. In this side I still need my detachable thing, which is going to take a bit of space, and then this one here still needs to be done. And then when we've finished all that, there's a big journal going in the middle. So still loads to do, guys, loads to do. It's quite early here on a Sunday morning. Well, by quite early I mean it is 5 to 9 on a Sunday morning, and I've only had 1 cup of coffee, so I'm not exactly certain my brain's functioning top whack. Let's hit the rum and coke, see what happens. Right, so here I have all my constituent parts for that little flap thing that I've just shown you. Looks like it might be that way up. Right, this is the flippy flappy, the little thing that goes on the front. And so what I did was I took a piece of my base card, which is the black, and I scored it at it's about 5, just over 5 actually, 5 1/4. Then the next score is 5 3/8, and the next one after that is 3. So it's 3, and this one here at 5 1/4. And when you do all those, it should fold quite nicely, like that. So the one thing that I didn't cut that I need to cut, let's put these back so I know where they go, because it's really easy to turn around twice and forget where you are. I'll just put those there, but I need the little pockets. So I've got tons of Timmy remnants, and I'm quite sure I can press some of them into service as pockets. So let's have a look and see what I've got. I just need, just need one for the bottom of here. So let's see what we've got that's long enough. It's probably long enough, but it's not quite high enough. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'll just make a little mark there. Trim that with my Timmy trim, and then we'll see how wide we need it. Okay, where's the mark gone? You're joking, I've just done it. Is that it there? Oh my goodness me. And the prize for losing the mark the most times goes to me. Right, well, let's measure both. That's the width, and I want it just in a little bit from the full width, just to allow them to close over each other. And I'm going to cut that about there. Surely I can see those. The edge of this is just not quite straight, so I'm just going to straighten that up before I do anything else. There we go. Right, so let's cut this bit off. And this bit, which will become our pocket. Right, so that's one pocket, and that's going to go along there. Let's just try it for size. That's lovely. Let's get rid of all these pencil marks that I can now see so clearly, and yet when I'm looking for them I can't even find them. Right, that's that. So that's going on there, and this has got a tummy tuck on it, so let's see what we've got. We'll bring in the remnants. Oh, that would work. I'm not looking any further because that's going to work perfectly. Right, so we want it from there. Let's just check we've got that right on the edge. Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. Just going to take a mere smidge off it. I mean, it's nothing. Yeah, kind of half of nothing really. That much. But I think it should give us a good So that's going there. Like that. Yeah, that's lovely. Do I want that thick? That wide? Yeah, I might actually. I quite like that. Okay, so let's put the Timmy trimmer away. Let's just ink around these. If I can find the correct ink. The Timmy one is black ink, black soot. I've inked everything else. I just completely forgot about these ones. It's a heck of a lot of cutting and inking. There really is. But if you watch how it goes together, I'm sure you'll be fine on your own. I'm sure you will be. I'm not even joking. Yeah, there's a lot of cutting, there's a lot of inking, but you don't have to work anything out. You just have to follow. Because all the working out is done for you. Oh, my mouth is so dry. It's ridiculous. Right, there we go then. So that's that. Right, so what I'm gonna finish this part completely. Let's have another drink, see if that helps. Yeah, I'm going to finish this part completely, so it's done and it's ready to stick on when we want it. So the first thing to do is sew along the top of there and down each of those sides, and then we'll come back and we'll stick those on and see where we're going then. Okay, so see you in a minute. Right, so I've got those sewn around, and that's going to go onto there, as you know, that's going to go onto there. So let's just stick those down. Go quite sparingly with the glue, because I'm going to put all this through my sewing machine, and I don't want it gunking up. So a bit of art glitter, but don't go bonkers with it. I don't need any round the bottom. If I just hold the two sides, that'll be sufficient. And if you remember, we cut this marginally shorter in width, just to enable us to be able to close the book more easily. So that's ready to sew now. And this, I'm afraid I'm going to have to mark it, guys, because I just can't work out where the middle of anything is. 5 1/4, so that's 2 5/8. 2 5/8 is there. And this one measures 2 inches, so that's easy. 1 inch. Lovely. So let's just put a little bit of glue at the bottom here. Just to hold it while we get it to the machine. And that's one mark on top of the other, and that's great. Press that down. I'm just going to get rid of that little pencil mark. Oh, hello. And just stick the top down. So just bend your flap back and a little bit of glue along there. That's fine, that'll hold it. There we go. Right, so what needs to happen now is a whole heck of a lot of sewing. I've got all of these pieces to sew around. So I'm going to go off, zigzag round all of those, and then we'll put it together and see what occurs. See you in a minute. Right, okay, I've got those 3 pieces sewn. We just need to glue them into place. So I'm just going to go for the collal as usual. Oh, I nearly said to you, isn't it a shame to cover this side up, but I know I say that every time, every single time, so I'm not going to say it. I've got a bit too much gloop going on there. Well, the exciting news since the last time I was here 2 minutes ago is that a little catkin has ventured outside. We opened the back door for Bob. He wanted to go out, and catkin followed him, which was all very well till Bob saw somebody on the road and started to bark, and catkin came hurtling in. So So he's not exactly brave yet, but he's getting braver. And so the inevitable that happens to baby boy cats needs to be sorted out, and then take it from there. Right, how's about that? I think that's fine. It's right. Is it right up to the edge? Maybe a touch more. I'm just aiming to keep it away from this crease line there. I might put that glue when I see it. So there we go. Right, one piece in. So the next piece is this piece, and we've got plenty room for that. Yeah, plenty room. That's Mr. F doing the fire. That'll tell you what sort of day it is here, that we're putting the fire on this early. It's miserable. It might be slightly brighter actually than yesterday. This is the weather report. But it might also be a bit cooler, I think. That happens, doesn't it? When the sky's clear, you get cooler weather in the winter. It's just the way of the world. Right, let's pop this one down then. So I want it as far away from the creases as I can get it. And that's pretty good there actually. So they should all, that crease is no problem, that crease is no problem, that needs to be burnished, needs to be burnished. And the next one is this one, and that's going on this end. And then after that we have to think about putting ribbons on. I didn't put ribbons on the other one, but I think I'm going to on this one. I'm sure they're not strictly necessary because it's going to be squashed in the book and so it'll find its own place. But I just think I'll put ribbons on this one just to keep it shut. Yeah, this is the only bit of Tim Holtz that I actually don't mind covering up. I don't know where it's supposed to fit in this weird lilac hue, but never mind. It's going on the back of my piece, so I don't really care. There we go. Right, put the lid on the glue. I'll tell you, I'm getting through loads of glue for sewing all these, sticking all these large sections down. I'm just using glue like it's going out of fashion. And it isn't, to the best of my knowledge. Right, that's that. Lovely. So I'll just give that a chance to dry. Right, so we've got this piece that's going here, that way up. And we've got this piece. Oh, I think I've caught that with the safety pin, the paper clip. That's a shame because I really like this paper. Oh, I'm going to have to be careful of that in the future. I don't, you know, if I put that there, I've got to put some embellishment up there, and I don't want to be forced like that. So let's just check that everything fits. So that's going to go there, right up to that edge, to there. Maybe could do with just having a smidge taking off the width of that. Now we've got it folded over. So yeah, I mean literally a smidge. And this one, let's have a look at this one. Get it right on the edge there. Yeah, I might just take a smidge off that as well actually. Just make it easier for it to glue. Sorry if the whole world shook there for you. Guess who? Guess who is running around jumping on things he shouldn't? There we go. Right. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm happy with that. So they need to be machined around, but before I do that, let me just check where this ribbon is going, so I don't stick something down like I did the other day and have to go back and fiddle with it. I've got the end of this ribbon caught somewhere now. What's going on here? I don't know, let's just cut it off. Lovely, I don't quite know what was going on there. So I want it to come out of there, and that's the back, that's not having anything on, so that's going to have some string on there. So let's do that now. Let's do it now before we forget. So this measures 6 inches, so let's make a mark at 3 and another mark at 3. So that's the line that the ribbon's going to get sewn on at there. Sewn. I'm not sewing it, I'm gluing it. So a little bit of art glitter along there, and you needn't go all that way back, that's probably fine. Stick that on there, like that. Lovely, that's lovely. Let's get my Timmy towel and wipe the excess up. That's great, and I'm just going to take a bit of Timmy tape and run it down the edge there, just to be doubly sure. There we go. Lovely, that's great. That's marvellous. Now then, let's burnish that down. Okay, so I'm happy with that, and that doesn't get any paper on it because it's the bit that sticks to the journal, to page, whatever you want to call it. Let's cut that off there. I don't know how much I need, but I've got a full roll, so there's no need to be skimping. Right, so that's going to go on there, and this is going to go on there. Now I want my ribbon to come out here, so let's do the measuring thing again. Let's just burnish that down. It doesn't, and it should be 6 inches. It should be the same as the other one, and it is. So that's 3 to there, 3 to there. Let's draw a little line just to help us, and let's put some glue on there and some ribbon, and then we have a closure. Okay, just stick that down like that. That's lovely, and we'll cut that off at a suitable length like that. Just take my Timmy towel and wipe up any excess, and then I'm just going to put some of that Timmy tape down there as well. Everything in this project is Timmy. That's because everything in this project is Timmy. I haven't used anything so far that is not Timmy. Right, so we've got that down, so we can go ahead now and sew around this piece and this piece. So there's nothing fancy happens on those. They're going to be decorated, but at the moment there's nothing, no fanciness. Fancy, as Keon would say. So I'm just going off to, okay, so that took but a second. So I'm just going to stick that down there, and then stick the other one on there, and then that's that little section finished. so that didn't take too long. It wasn't too taxing on anyone's brain, I don't think. So basically you're just making a trifold that's slightly less wide than your page. That's all. That's why I've cut mine at 5 and whatever it was. And you want to make sure that all the pieces fold in over each other. And that's all really, that's it. It's fairly straightforward. Right, so I want this on there with the ribbon coming out over it, and I want that right to the edge, right to the top. There we go. Lovely, that's great. So now we've got this bit of ribbon here that we can use to tie it up. Putting the ribbon in and magnets and stuff like that, it's one of those things that you can so easily overlook, and then you come to the end and you think, oh no, I meant to put a tie there or whatever it was, you know. So you just have to be careful and think ahead. Do all your planning. And as I say, I've got the other journal, so if my planning doesn't go the way I wanted it to go, then I'm just using faux Tim Holtz papers. I must be honest, so far I haven't had that much of a car crash. I'm surprised. I thought there would have been more, but we're doing okay. Right, so this one goes here. Let's get it right to the edge if we can. That's lovely. That's great. So there's our tummy tuck, our pocket. That folds over like that, that folds over like that, and then it's just going to tie together. In fact, I am going to tie it together because it then won't keep flapping in my way while I'm doing other things. If only I could learn how to tie a bow, life would be so much easier. Yeah, there we are. So I've got a bit too much string, I nearly said, ribbon there, but that's fine. That's okay, we can trim that back later. Right, so that's the front section done. Now then, this malarkey here is, let me give you some measurements and some idea of what's going on here. This is a separate piece, this piece that flips up. Okay, so this piece here, the one that flips up, it should measure the same length as your, I'll just call it a journal and then we all know where we are, as that. So mine measures 8 inches. So this flap in the black card measures 8 inches. And then I added an additional inch on, so it actually measures 9. And then it measures a little bit less wide than the space it's going into. It measures 5.5, and that's quite important, otherwise the two edges won't flip over. So let's concentrate on this one for now. Just being careful with my pins because I don't want them to mark the paper anymore. So what have we got? This side has got all the envelopes on it. So I've got a plain piece of paper. How come that is a different length? How come that's a different length? Oh, let's go back to the book and see what's what. So this is a bit we've already done, this bit here in the front. No, that should be full length. Ah, the other bit doesn't have to be though. Oh, does it? No, it doesn't. Right. Okay. So the bit that's got the envelopes on it needs to be full length. Okay? Like that. From top to bottom, side to side. So cut that out, ink around it, and we will sew around it. I just want to talk to you about the envelopes. I made these, the Timmy Holtz papers, of course, and I made them on my envelope punch board. And I made them... Where's my little spyglass? Honestly, I can't read this thing. It's just ridiculous. I made them 3.5 by 4.5. Is that right? Let's see if I can find my spyglass. I did have it out the other day. I don't know where it went. Anyway, let's see what these measure. They measure 4 3/4, so I guess that's for a 4.5 card, by 3 5/8. So that's the size my finished ones measure. And on this one, it says 6 3/4. Ah, a little spyglass. Thanks, Mr. F. Comes to something, doesn't it? It comes to something. Right, so it says the 3.5 by 4.5 envelope. You need to cut 6 3/4 square, and then start your marking at 3 inches. Right? So 6 3/4 by 6 3/4. And when you fold them all up, you'll get 3 of these. Right, I don't need to do any sewing on these at all, so I can put these to one side. Yeah, I do just need to ink along there though, because that will be on view. There we go. Right, that's fine. Doesn't need any more than that. So they are going to go onto this piece here, and on the back, on the other side, which is the flip up, it flips up like that, we will have this piece, which will go right to the top, like that. Sew around it and then do that. And then this piece. Now what I've done with this, I've cut it off. I cut a piece of paper at 5.5 inches across, so it's the same measurement as that, and I've made it 5 3/4 tall. These are arbitrary measurements really, and then I've just gone around 1 inch inside all the borders and cut it out with my craft knife. And then what I've done is, I don't know if you can see that, it's Tim Holtz vellum. It's from a vellum pack that I've got, and I just thought that would look lovely in there. Nicer than acetate, I think. So that will go down there to the bottom like that. And that's that. It, you know, it looks complicated, but it's actually not. So what I'm going to do with this, although it looks like it's got a pretty good fix, that vellum on there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew right around that window and then right across the top there before I actually stick it onto there and sew around the whole kit and caboodle. Okay, so I'm going to sew around the window, then I'm going to sew along this top edge, because once it's glued down we can't get in there with the machine, and then I'm going to work out exactly where that needs to go, stick them down well, tack them down with glue and then sew around the whole shebang. Okay, so I need to stitch around that and do all the stitchery on here, and I'll be back in a minute. Okie dokie. Right, so we're back to this flap again, and this is the front side. This is the side you see. This is the side that you have to open to see. So let's deal with the side that you see first. And we've sewn around there, so that's ready to stick on. Lovely. I was conflicted because I really love these tape measures too. But maybe we can use them for embellishments and ephemera and stuff somewhere along the line. Ugh. Missed my bit of paper. Don't know if any of you have noticed, but some of the Timmy paper is quite prone to cracking. Most of it isn't, but you get the odd piece that just wants to crack on you, and I've no idea why that is. I'm actually a member of the Holtz Addicts group on Facebook, and I think I'll ask there, what's the story? Why does some of it crack? Because it's quite wasteful. And see if anybody has a solution for me. Right. Down to that corner, down to that corner, up that side. Smidge over there. Yeah, that's lovely. I do like this though. So this is the side that our envelopes are going to go on. So let's hope I can do this more easily. Actually, I might leave that, putting the envelopes on, because they make it very bulky. So that's that. That's going to have the envelopes on. Then this flips up like that, and it's going to have this, which will be sewn around at the top like that, and then this at the bottom. And it is a bit shorter, but that doesn't matter because it's actually in the frame, so you can't see it. So we need to just tack that onto there, make sure we've got enough room there for that to bend, then sew around the whole thing. So let's just really make sure we've got that in the right place. And where do I want to tack this? Down the sides probably. Just a little bit. That's fine. Let's make sure we get this right. So I want it just in from that crease mark. Just up, I should say, probably from the crease mark. There we go. That's lovely. That's great. So now the only thing left to do is just to sew around that. Yeah, okay, be back in a sec. Okie dokie, that's that all sewn round, and now all we have to do is just to glue this down. So let's get cracking with that, and then it's just the envelopes, and that's that flip done. I hope some of you are following along with me. It would be great if you were. Oh, or even in the future, you know, videos aren't going anywhere. So if you're busy with a project at the minute, you know, finish it for heaven's sake, because if you don't and you put it down, they just never get finished, is my experience. They go in the UFO unfinished objects pile and they never come out again. Right. Maybe that's just me. Let's just stick this on, make sure we've got it really level with the top. There. Lovely, and that should then fall into place, which it does. That's reassuring. Lovely. I really like that actually. Oh, I'll tell you what I didn't do. I didn't glue that. Didn't glue down here, did I? Never mind, that's easily remedied. There we go. Lid on glues. Yeah, so I like that. That's nice. So now all we've got to do is place our envelopes. Get stuck down, Willie. Why are you being awkward? Yeah, that goes that way. So this comes this way. So we want the envelopes on there. So let's have a look and see what we've got, what order we might like them. I might put that in the middle. Might put that at the top. Oh, we've got lines to work on. Let's hope they're straight. Otherwise it's going to look well cockeyed. Yeah, I think they are straight actually. Didn't even give that a thought. So I want that one there, and this one. About the same distance off the bottom as the other one is off the top. So that's going to go there. Oh, the other way around. It's the flap that we want facing out. Right, so that's there. This one goes in the middle somewhere, yet to be determined. And this goes, what have I got? About 2. So about there on the bottom, like that. So then what I need to do is measure. Let's take this one out. This is a bit of a fiddle, isn't it? I'm probably making it more of a fiddle than it needs to be. Anyway, let's proceed. So the difference between here and there is, I think this is the way to do it, guys. I think so. That difference is 3 1/4. So half of that is 1 1/2, 1 5/8. So, oh, put that away a bit too sharpish. 1 5/8. So I need to just make a mark down from that top one, 1 5/8, which is there. And that theoretically should be the right place for that to go. Well, would you look at that? We've done it. Perfect. Yep, that's great. Pleased with that. Right, so drink of coffee. Things are always clearer with a drink of coffee, I find. So we want to glue this on, but we want to glue it on like a pocket. Yeah, that's right. I have, in fact, yesterday I put glue on all over the back of an envelope. So that wasn't right. That wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. So just along the 3 sides, leave the top empty. And you're doing this on really what is the front of the envelope. And let's place this. We had it sort of 1 in and 2 down. 1 in and 2 down. So I think it's about there. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Let's live with that. So that's that. It's down. And the good thing about the Tim Holtz pages being double-sided, that's it, get your sleeves rolled up, is that when you open the envelope there's a pattern on the back, which is great. So this was the next one that we were going to do, so let's put the glue around the 3 sides of that as well. I'm so looking forward to embellishing and decorating this up, making tags and journaling cards and stuff. I I do love the construction though. I'd be fibbing if I said I didn't love the construction, because I do. So this wants to go to that mark there and follow the line of that other envelope like that. Yeah, this is the thing with the envelope punch boards. Sometimes they're slightly different widths. So I'm just going to make the best of that, which is about there, I think. Yeah, I think I probably wasn't exactly careful enough, because I've got a slightly, I mean, you wouldn't notice it, to be honest. And that's going to go there. Yeah. Lovely. Right, okay, that's good. Everything's okay. And when we come to embellish this and decorate it and whatever, we'll put journaling papers in the envelopes and kind of tucked into the back of them as well. I'll show you on the other one what I mean. Those of you that have been with me for a while, this is one of my stock things that I go to, the envelope stack. I like it. I think it looks really smart. So it's sort of 2 in, is it? 2 in and about there. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's lovely. Press that down. Let's get the bone folder out. Make sure everything's good and pressed down. And this one. So yeah, there we are, that's that. And they just sort of, they tuck into there like that. And then when we come to embellish, etc., etc., I'll make something for this to tuck into, so it won't be just flapping around. Let me just show you what this looks like in the finished one. Like that. So it's got journaling behind it, behind each envelope, and journaling in each envelope as well. And that's what we'll do to that one when we are finished. That's the front. Yeah, that's that. So I think I'll call it a day at that today, because that's quite a lot. And if you're trying to keep up with me, you've got a busy day ahead, put it that way. There's a lot of cutting, a lot of stitching, etc., etc. So yeah, let's call it a day at that, and then tomorrow we'll move on to the rest of this section. Okay, so thank you ever so much for joining me. We have got quite a bit done actually. Yeah, I love this pocket. And tomorrow we'll finish that section. So bye for now, take care, bye.